morning shine, shine, shine. Las Vegas, shine your light on me.
Welcome to Las Vegas Tonight with your award-winning host, Dale Davidson. Dale interviews fascinating guests from top-ranked celebrities to people just like you who have an important story to tell. For more than 15 years, Dale has broadcast every week from the fabulous Las Vegas Strip. He finds the people who really make Las Vegas a one-of-a-kind city and lets the world know just what's happening in this remarkable town. You'll discover why 50 million people visit the entertainment capital of the world every year. Stay tuned for another exciting episode of Las Vegas Tonight.
And welcome to Las Vegas Tonight. I'm your host, Dale Davidson. Each and every episode of our program, we strive to bring you interesting, fascinating, talented guests. Have we outdone ourselves? Yes, we have. We have Joe Chavira, who has come in from California to meet with us today and to be on the program. And we so appreciate that. Joe, thanks for coming.
Hey, it's a pleasure.
Oh, we really appreciate you coming on the program.
All right.
You're a talented guy, and you spend a lot of time in Vegas, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Working here quite a bit?
Yes, performing a lot.
Yeah. Tell me about your connection with Vegas, when you first came, and what you think of our town.
Well, it's a beautiful city, capital of the entertainment, and I heard great things about your show, which I'm very honored to be on this show.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I actually came to Vegas because I wrote songs with Trini Lopez that worked with Sinatra. And I see Sinatra Street around here, Dean Martin Street.
Sure.
I got lucky and wrote a lot of songs with him. So I did a tribute to him on the day that he passed a year later of August 11th.
Oh, okay.
And that sold-out show spurred into many other shows that are sold out.
And you're still doing Trini and being yourself and doing
more of myself
right?
now, but I pay tribute in my shows to Trini.
You do every time. Yeah. Well, he was a talent, wasn't he?
Oh,
yeah.
Sinatra helped him out, and then he helped me out, so it was very nice.
Sinatra, a lot of people don't know this, but he was very good for this city and helped an awful lot of people. They say he was fundamental in getting the town desegregated by insisting that if Sammy Davis Jr. could appear with him, he could live in the hotel with him, that just goes back to the 70s. And we have quite a history with that man. And I think he was basically very good for our town. So what made you decide to be a singer-songwriter?
Well, it kind of fell into place when I was a little kid. My dad taught me drums. And I learned off jazz artists like Buddy Rich.
Oh, sure.
So
one of
I
my
had
heroes.
Old Texan dad that was airborne in the military. And he's a jazz drummer. So I'd listen to these albums, and my middle name's Stan after Stan Kenton.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic musician. Yeah.
So I'd listen to music, play the drums at the house, Trini Lopez albums, everybody. And then we'd go to Pasadena in the summertime, and my grandma had a piano. So I'd jump on the piano and start singing these crazy notations and taught myself to write, sing, and play instruments.
And you never had any formal training?
Never.
You were gifted.
Yes.
A genetic thing.
Thanks to the Lord, because I pray and thank Him for all the talent that I have been given, and I'm appreciative of that. So I try to help out people a lot when I can.
Yeah. Let's take a minute and talk about your faith, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
What brought you to Christ, and what kind of experiences have you had in Jesus Christ ever since?
Well, I was raised Catholic, and I converted to being a Christian. And this will be the first show that I've been on many TV shows with Trini. This is the first one I wanted to talk about, an experience that happened.
Please do. Feel free.
Yeah. When I was 7 years old, we were going to Pasadena, and we pulled off the side of the freeway, and we had a station wagon, 6 kids in it, and a drunk driver hit us at about 85 miles an hour.
Oh, dear Lord.
And it was bad, and my sister never got out of the burning car. He broke his neck. Everybody got hurt, and I was never ejected, burnt, scratched. I just froze. People said that an angel has picked you up because it's absolutely ludicrous to think that that didn't happen for the fact that we were struck at that high of a speed.
Oh, yes.
And I walked out of the car that was burnt, and back then there was no cell phones.
No.
So I get to the hospital, and the doctors are putting the family in different rooms, and what's this kid doing in here? And he was in the car. And they said, really? And there wasn't one thing wrong with me.
Wow.
So after the family got back together, a Christian magazine wrote The Miracle Kid.
That's what you were called. They nicknamed you the Miracle Kid. Wow.
And I've done so many things from sports to music, and every time I accomplish something, I always thank the Lord. I pray every day before I eat every meal, and every time I write a song, I always hold the sheet of music above my head and say, thank you very much. It's my formula to stay positive.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You lost some family members in that accident?
Yeah. Linda was 13. She never got out of the car. And Lori was a year old.
Oh, wow.
She was killed on impact. It was hit pretty hard.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Were you ever angry at God?
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
I've never done any drugs. I never did anything. I had this old-fashioned dad. But that scared me in an optimistic way. So I could picture a kid, now that I'm grown up, going through that and hearing everybody screaming in the car and then starting to smoke cigarettes or drugs or breaking windows. My mom said they went to heaven, home. God took them home. So what went through my head was registered. When she said they took them home, I figured Linda, my sister, was in 7th grade, that I'm in 2nd grade. I have that many years before God might take me home. So in a positive way, I thought, I have to accomplish as many things possible before he takes me home, because
what a blessing.
I looked at it that way rather than.
Oh, that's remarkable.
Yeah.
And so from that point forward, you had a good relationship in walking with the Lord?
No, before that.
Oh, before.
But it just intensified it.
Yeah.
Because I was always a nonstop thinking kid, and my mom was prolific at writing, and my dad was helped launch missiles at Vandenberg Air Force Base.
Wow.
So I had a real structured family, and so we already had instilled, being a good Christian. But after that car wreck, it scared me in a positive way to stay way good, accomplish as many things as I can, and I've been blessed with a lot of talent in
Remarkable.
Sports and music.
Wow. Pick up your guitar and play a little something for us, would you?
All right.
He plays the guitar, and I've seen you play keyboards. I was in an event the other day, and there you were, playing and singing.
Yeah.
And drums.
Yeah, piano, drums, keyboards, bass, strings. I self-taught myself. Had a passion for loving it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And here's just a little song that I wrote for my dad when he passed away. And I think everybody could relate to it because everyone's lost somebody at some time in their life. And hopefully the lyric will make you reminisce of a loved one. It's called Today. And if I said what's on my mind, well, you can see just who I am, but I'm looking back on my life today. And I was born with a smile in this world. Now here I am, but I'm looking back on my life today. All the memories that we must breathe, all the laughter, the pain and tears, and when you grow, you will know the whole meaning. life is short. Take each day with good feelings. I'm looking back on my life today. I'm looking back on my life today. There you go.
Well done, Joe.
Thank you.
You have a lot of talent, and I'm sure your dad is very pleased with that.
Yeah.
You know, I bet he really truly is. You've written a lot of songs. How many?
Over 800.
800 songs, that's all. Tell me about the process.
Oh, it's a fun formula.
Tell me.
Okay, so I have to back up. I'm a little kid watching lots of movies, lots of artists, listening. And so at home, I have a drum set.
Right.
So when we go to Pasadena, there's a piano. My sisters and brothers would run down the hall to the cookie jar. I'd make a fast right and start singing, "Oh my, couldn't find." So what I'd do is just hit notes on the piano, and I was writing music.
Out it came.
Just when I was a little kid, I was writing songs and teaching myself to sing, compose, and play. And then I get, "Joey, dinner's ready." I'd dash in there, and they'd come out and hear this new song.
That you had just.
I could just write
written.
within 30 minutes a song.
That's incredible. Now, you've written for other people. You said you've written for Trini.
Yeah.
Do you prefer to write for yourself, or do you care who performs your music?
No, I don't really care. Although working with Trini was such an honor, because when I'd stay at his house a lot to write, and you go on that wall, Dale, and every single wall has a picture of Paul McCartney, President Clint Eastwood, everybody was in this thing. So to write songs, to have Trini say, when I first met him, he looks at me, he says, he won this award for a Lifetime Achievement Award, and I was invited to just go watch, but maybe not meet him.
Right.
And at the end, he comes walking towards me, and the girl I was with said, "Say hi to him." I go, "No, just let it go." And he got closer, and I reached out and said, "Boy, it's nice to meet you." And somebody says, "Joe writes songs." And Trini talks like this. He moves his head, and he goes, "Really? What instrument do you play?" I said, "All of them." He goes, "How many songs you've written?" I said, "I don't know, 700, 800. He goes, "Play me one." So there's a white grand piano at the Indian Wells Resort where
I know
Trini
where that
lived and
is.
Sinatra lived.
Yeah.
And I walked right over there, lifted the piano, Dale, and started singing "Heaven's Eyes," a song that I wrote. And he said, "Do you want to make history?" "What?" He says, "I signed with Sinatra." I said, "I know that." He says, "We never did originals. Sammy, Dane, Frank, and I were waiting for another song, so let's make history." We wrote 50 songs, 3 albums, a world tour in Hong Kong, Sri Lanka. We filmed a Trini and Joe reality show in Catalina. And we became more than business partners, like father and son.
What a great story that is. Was he a Christian by any means?
Did Trini have children?
Was he a Christian?
Yes. Oh,
Trini was?
wasn't he? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So
We used to, he always prayed. Now, he had a really beautiful home on Abrigo, so everybody in Palm Springs knows Elvis is down the corner. Liberace lived down there. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe I'm sleeping in this house, writing songs, this legend. And every time we'd leave, he'd always say a prayer. Every time we'd come in, he'd always say a prayer.
That's wonderful. You know, I think that's a great story for many different reasons, but one is certainly to say to people that you can be successful, You can be a star. You can write music and sing music, and people hold you in high esteem, and have fun and be a Christian, which is something that I don't know that a lot of people know. And you're living proof of that. You truly are. Are you going to sing some more for us? We're going to take a brief break.
Sure.
When we come back?
When we come back. Sounds good.
We're going to come back with Joe in just a minute or two. Stick around. Hi, I'm Dale Davidson, host of Las Vegas Tonight. Radio has an enduring place in the heart of America. Sometimes it's music that can enliven your spirit or keep you company when you need some. More often for me, it's just been the right spoken word or two that can quiet my mind and soul. Radio brings me a reassuring word in the quiet of night, or a welcoming voice early in the morning as I shake off the night's sleep and find my way into God's purpose for my day. And always, I find the best radio station is the one that brings me the best news, the gospel of Jesus Christ. My favorite radio station is KKVV in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's still right where it's been for years, at 1060 on the AM dial, hovering over Sin City like a gospel airship, broadcasting the good news of the abounding love that Jesus Christ has for every single one of us. No matter who you are or where you live, you can receive God's Word via the KKVV Gospel Airship. Just go to kkvv.com and click on Listen Live. KKVV is using all the tools that God's provided them, like podcasting and video streaming and video on demand, to produce programs that lift up our fellow believers and save the lost. If you feel a calling to speak to others about Jesus Christ on your very own show, pick up the phone and call the station. They'll be happy to tell you how. Call KKVV today at 702-731-5588 or drop them an email at kkvvradio@hotmail.com. Please join me in becoming part of the KKVV family. You'll be glad you did. And welcome back to Las Vegas Tonight. We are blessed to have with us Joe Chavira, who is the founder of Joe Mania. Tell us the story.
Okay.
You've heard of Beatlemania. There's Joe Mania here in Vegas and around the world. Tell the story.
Yes, Joe Mania in Vegas. When I met Trini, he told me that Trini came from Texas, and he met Frank Sinatra, and his world blew up. So one of Trini's last interviews on NBC was, how did you and Joe meet? How'd you write all these songs? So Trini said, well, Sinatra discovered me. I'm going to say that I discovered Joe Chavira. And they started calling it Mania.
Okay.
This lady that owns Kind Magazine said, I want a feature story, you guys on the front cover. And I sent it to Dale so he might be able to show it later.
Yeah.
And it said, from Frank Sinatra to Trini Lopez to Joe Mania. And then she put Joe Chavira, and I said, what's the mania? She says, Beatlemania. So that's how the mania came
great.
up.
That's great. When did you first know that you were truly a talented songwriter? You told us about being a kid and how songs came out, but at some point you realized, I can make a living doing this, right? When did that happen for you?
Well, first of all, I was writing songs as a little kid.
Yeah.
But, we had quarter horses. I played football, track. I got a black belt in karate. And I didn't pursue it, but I was stacking these songs, Dale, in shoe boxes. And so I didn't know how good the songs were, because the guys I hung around with were martial artists, football players. They didn't care.
Yeah, they didn't know about songs.
Yeah, now they go, wow, you were in a huddle, why didn't you sing? They used to call me Joey the Jet. I ran really fast in football. Now they go, you're running touchdowns in entertainment. So I got lucky. I got on Kenny Loggins, Olivia Newton-John in Santa Barbara. They have a celebrity telethon. And it raises money for families that can't afford to feed the family.
Oh, okay.
And so I was proud to be a part of it. I did 8 shows. I became an ambassador on it. And the first shot was a quote. You get, come and do one song, original, has to be original.
Right.
And just saying the facts. If it doesn't work, the people don't like you. It was a one shot, okay? I said, fine.
That's
and
fair.
It turned out to be 8 shows. And so when
That's great.
Kenny Loggins, Olivia Newton-John, Clint Black, David Crosby all get together to use their talent to help people.
Oh, that's
That's the main thing. When I sing, it makes people happy and happy tears. But if I could help financially, I think it was $25,000 I raised by singing.
Wow.
And that's when I knew this works, because I'm with these top celebrities that are complimenting me on my songwriting, and that's one pat on the shoulder that feels good. But more than that is a little kid after the show going, thank you, because he's the one you're feeding.
Oh.
They let some kids come on the show, and it makes you feel good to...
What's the charity called again?
Unity. Santa Barbara.
Wow. That's a nice thing that you're doing for the community. There's quite a bit of that here in Las Vegas in general. And when you look back, to the Rat Pack days, and, you knew those guys, they raised an awful lot of money for really good causes.
I'd love to do it in Vegas.
Yeah.
Now that I'm being a mania in Vegas, I could help with great structured organizations. One, the worldwide fame I got from Trini, because now I'm Google search worldwide.
Wow.
And it's not so much with me, it's more like, wow, now I can help more people.
That's great.
That's the way I look at it.
That's wonderful. Tell us what you have coming up. Do you have some appearances here in Las Vegas coming up?
Yeah, I've been appearing at the Composer Showcase.
Oh, yeah.
And on top of the tribute...
At the Smith Center, which is a great venue, by the way. If you've never been there, you should go.
I've been lucky. 5 in a row sold-out shows I've had.
Wow, congratulations.
And again, I think the excitement of being a singer is one thing, a musician's another, but when God gives you a talent to write, and you could sing and play the instruments, it's such a wonderful feeling to compose another song. They're like babies.
Yes.
And
yes.
I want the world to adopt them into their heart. And then when it works into some foundation saying, hey, Joe, I saw you in that show, or...
Yeah.
Because Trina and I have been on a lot of them. I love to help out when I could figure out a chunk of money I could make by singing to donate to a good, worthy cause.
Oh, that's such a nice thing to hear, to hear a major star like yourself be that humble and understand what it's all about. Have you written Christian songs?
Yes.
Tell us about that. Is that something you want to do more of, Christian albums, contemporary Christian artists, and things like that?
Yeah, I like to be really diverse, Dale, with my songwriting, from ballads to little pop songs to some country. Trini and I, we wrote our first album, and it's supposed to be average 10 songs. We had 18.
Oh, wow, that's a long album project. Yeah.
And Trini's really was a Christian.
Yes.
We didn't even go by the church, the old Catholic church. On Abrigo, you go down to this beautiful Catholic. Every time we drive by, every time we leave the house. I have a friend
who does that too, yeah.
So he says, Joe, come back over to Palm Springs. Now, what's up? We're going to do a Christian album. Really? So we wrote 14 Christian songs, beautiful ones.
Oh,
and
that's nice.
Then we did another album, another 14. So it's total about 50 songs. And it's fun to help because I really love Vegas. Mayor Carolyn Goodman, thank you. She
endorsed you, didn't she?
She was wonderful. I really want to help this community.
Tell us what she did for you.
Yeah, it's not. I was expecting a piece of paper with a letterhead. Yeah. Las Vegas Mayor, good luck, Joe. And you sign it, you stick it on your wall, and you go.
Right, yeah.
Her staff and I got to know each other, and I think it constituted on 2 merits. I'm a guy that wrote 50 songs with a legend that worked with Sinatra. And by the airport, it's Sinatra Street, Dean Martin.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And the second
Sammy
thing is...
Davis Jr.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
She heard my songs and called me the singing sensation of Vegas.
Wow.
And she did a video, and she was so excited about calling me that and welcoming me to Vegas. So thank you a lot.
Yeah, we've been lucky to have the Goodmans as mayors, and Carolyn's in her last term. You know, she's termed out after 3, and they both would have done the max. And the one thing that both of the Goodmans have in common is they love this city. You know, they helped me get a Christian television station up and running, which was just a blessing. You know, they really helped in a lot of ways. They're Jewish people, but they saw that as just being a really good thing, you know, for Las Vegas. So they helped me, and I'm really pleased to hear that they were good to you as well.
I think mayors and people like me, if you could utilize the strength, the media attention that you get, and really help people, like what you just told me, it probably makes her feel good, because it makes me feel great to do it.
That's nice. Will you honor us with some more singing?
Sure, I'll play you another one. Okay, this is a lot of the reason I'm here in Vegas is because of Trini Lopez. So I want to dedicate. I used to watch Paul McCartney in concert, and after John Lennon passed away, he would sing a song for him, like Imagine or something. So I want to just do a little song for Trini. It was #1 in 36 countries, If I Had a Hammer, and it goes like this. And my sisters all over this world. DaleDavidson Show, Las Vegas tonight.
Thank you, Joe. That's really nice, and the whole world knows that song.
Yes,
they really do. How about a Christian song? Would you sing us a Christian song? One come to mind?
Well, here's a song, and You Keep Me Breathing. Basically, people look at it as a love song, but when I wrote it, it's about Jesus, God, helping.
Wow.
I pray to God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. You Keep Me Breathing is up there.
Yes, the Lord.
And so here it is. It's a hit single I have. It's on YouTube. Called Joe Chavira, You Keep Me Breathing. And I hope you like it. And it goes like this. You keep me breathing when all hope it seems is gone. You give me love by the way you look at me. You keep me breathing when I need a hand to touch. You pick me up and wipe away my fears. Oh yeah. Understand the love I have goes deeper than my soul, and I promise to give it my all. I promise to give it my all. You keep me breathing when I'm breathless only thing in life I need is you right by my side. Oh, yes. My sweet Lord.
Wow. Joe Chavira. Great talent. Yeah, you are gifted. The Lord has been remarkably good to you in the talent department.
And I'm very thankful.
Let's look into the future, if you don't mind.
Sure.
What kind of goals do you have for your music and your public persona in future years? What do you want to accomplish that you haven't done yet?
Well, I'd like to continue my touring with performing. I love to perform, and I'd like to. Well, right now I'm worldwide on Google.
Yeah.
But I'd like to, along that road of doing more shows. I want to perform a lot out here in Vegas. Is reach out and help. You take like 5 steps ahead. That's 5 more shows, and then somebody walks up and says, "I could really use you to help raise money or something."
Yeah, whatever.
So I want to continue songwriting completely, get into acting, and I have to say a special thank you to Sir Alfred J. DeMora, good friend of mine.
Yeah, I know Sir Alfred. He's been on the show.
Right? Yeah. Al, you're awesome. Yvonne, his lovely wife.
Yes.
They're like family to me.
Yeah.
And Al's now quote unquote helping me in structuring, like managing me what I'm doing.
Oh, great.
And he has a lot of contacts, a lot of pull. And so I thank you guys. So going forward, that's what I do. More performances, helping out along the way. I think, honestly, if you're a real estate agent, broker, singer,
no matter what it is.
If you don't help once in a while, I think it kind of just falls apart somewhere. You achieve some high goal financially, but then reach out once in a while. And
yes. And
it
help
just makes
people.
sense. Yeah,
help people, because it really does come back. It really does come back. You see that.
And also, too, I just Sunday sang at your guest, Shirley Mendenhall,
running for the Senate. Yeah.
Right. She asked me to come and sing and support and endorse her. I did that at her house, and she's awesome.
Nice. Yeah. We hope she's the next U.S. Senator from Nevada. So yeah, you're right. If you can help, boy, doesn't that make you feel good all over? You know, giving is much better than taking.
It's true.
Well, we're going to take another brief break, and Joe Chavira, we're going to talk him into singing a little bit more for us. We'll be back right after this.
Grief is complex. When we're in the middle of grieving, a million thoughts come and go that make us feel lost, angry, or maybe even disappointed. We are waiting for any possible good that could come from such a tragedy in order to reconcile the intense pain that we feel. Losing a person we love flips our whole world upside down. A place that was once full of comfort and lightheartedness now feels dark and hopeless. So, how do we deal with the intensity of our emotions and find answers to our questions? Well, there's a character in the Bible named Job. He lost nearly everything, and his house collapsed in a natural disaster, killing all of his children. The story is tragic, and it continues on with Job and his friends grieving together and trying to figure out why this happened, because Job was a good man who did nothing to deserve this. God steps in to address all of the questions with one simple answer. In short, the world is bigger and more complex than just what we experience. Things will happen to us that we will never understand, and it can seem unfair. But we can have trust that God is doing something earth-shattering underneath the surface to bring eternal joy and peace to those who trust in Him, and we can have hope. I want to offer you a special opportunity. If you'd like, you can click to start a conversation with someone who would love to walk with you through this process of grieving. You don't have to go through this alone, and God can be your hope in a hopeless situation. We look forward to hearing from you soon.
Our world isn't perfect. Just watch the news. Evil is everywhere. At the core of who we are, we all know and feel these things to be wrong. But why? Why do we agree that some actions are wrong? Where did we get our standard, the moral code that tells us good from bad? If we're creating it ourselves, free to choose what works for us, then that would make every action acceptable. Good and bad would be the same. Then people who commit heinous crimes wouldn't be guilty. They'd simply be doing what's right for them. And yet we say they're guilty. When someone murders an innocent person, it bothers us, enrages us. We hate injustice. Now, maybe we're in a game of survival of the fittest. Suffering and death simply weed out those who aren't strong enough or lucky enough to have won the genetic lottery. But if that's true, why do stories of death and destruction draw up feelings of deep disgust and hurt inside you? Why does your heart break at the news of tragedy? And why do so many other people feel the same way? Could it be that there's something more? Some greater outside force that has ingrained you with the desire for love and goodness? Suppose there's a reason behind hating the evil in the world. Suppose it leads to something greater. Could it lead to hope?
And I'm Dale Davidson, and you're watching Las Vegas Tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Joe Chavira has sung some songs for us and been very entertaining, and also been very heartfelt talking about his faith. And what a great time we've had. I've really enjoyed getting to know you. Yeah, and we hope you spend more time here in our town. And it's because your name's on a huge video board somewhere where you're appearing. We hope that's the reason that you're staying. Would you like to be a huge Vegas type star, a Frank Sinatra, a Trini Lopez, somebody like that everybody knows by one name? Joe. Everybody knows it's Joe Mania.
Joe Mania.
Yeah.
I'd love it.
Would you?
Yes, I would, because of a lot of reasons. I think if everybody in life thanks whoever helped them and recognizes it, it also is good merit to grow. And Trini was with the Rat Pack in Sinatra, and this was their stomping grounds.
It sure was, yeah.
So to give back in this community, and it's a great city for entertainment. I mean, I got you as my buddy now, and Mayor Carolyn Goodman.
We'll plug you, yeah.
And Terry Arnold, very good friend and producer.
Yes, our producer, our esteemed producer, sitting over there with Rick. So
she got embarrassed.
Yeah, she does that, but that's okay. She's done a great job in getting you here, and some of her friends and our friends. Let's talk about faith a little bit more, if you don't mind. What do you think? As a Christian, we as other Christians should be doing and should be communicating, particularly in a time when our nation seems so divided. You know, is there a way that we can help heal our nation? And I personally believe that people like Joe, who entertain and can draw different people, would be an excellent person to start that sort of thing. But tell me what you think of that.
I love that, and that's something I hugely endorse. Is my success, my formula is to pray, and I'm old school. I pray before every single meal. If I eat anything, wherever, I say a great prayer. At night I pray, saying thank you for all the blessings. During my years of playing sports and now in music and entertainment, before this show I prayed in the car saying, you never want to pray to, like in sports, to beat the other guy. You pray to say, help me do my best.
Yes.
And today as we drove over here, I said a quiet prayer besides the one we did say before the show started. Help me do my best, and I thank you for the talents that you've given me.
Yes.
And before and after every song that I write at home on my piano, I make it a notation to always put that piece of paper above my head and just say a quick thank you prayer, because I wrote it, but I believe that it came from the gift that I was given.
Yes.
And so for everybody, my Joe Mania formula is to keep a smile, a good heart, treat people with respect, and always find prayer and faith in your heart. Whatever religion you are, whatever you're doing, I now have a huge worldwide following, and I really tell people, whatever you're doing in life, if you say a thank you prayer, but you got to believe to start off, and then go into that next volume of saying thanks, you'll have many, many good blessings. I have them, Dale has them, many people out there, and it's just a fact. Pray to smile, to stay with a good soul.
That's a good word, Joe. You know, it's really difficult sometimes when we're faced with personal difficulties, when we've had tragedy in our lives, as you certainly have, to look to the Lord and say, I know you will walk with me. I know you will get me through this. But that truly is what it's about, isn't it?
Oh, strongly. I mean, what I mentioned earlier in the show, as an example for everybody to put into their head and into their mind, I'm hit in a station wagon at 80 miles an hour and it never moved. I don't know how that happened, but I'm thinking that I was protected by the hands of God, and here I am with a lot of thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
And I encourage people to pray.
Yeah, it's truly amazing, you know, because that's really what it's all about, and we need to constantly remember that. Will you honor us with another song?
Sure.
Okay. Whatever you want to play, we're going to enjoy. I just know it.
Okay, well, I was going to do original, but I think this is, on the moment, a very meaningful song by Chaplin, Smile. And smile for your heart, your love, your family, your friends, reaching out, and say your prayers, because it really constitutes a lot of energy inside of you to project whatever it is you do. I do this, and here's a song. Smile when your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there's a cloud in the sky, you'll get by. Smile through your fears and sorrow. Smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through. If you smile. Smile through your fears and sorrow. Smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through. If you pray, smile, and be happy. To Dale and everybody, I thank you. Keep faith.
Thank you, Joe. You can all clap. We have an audience.
Hey!
Let me ask you another personal favor, if you don't mind. That's your camera right there. If you wouldn't mind addressing the audience personally and say to them in whatever fashion you'd like to, why Jesus should be a part of their lives. As I think I indicated during a break, we have millions of viewers. We're blessed, and God's made it possible for us to bring the gospel to the whole world, which is His command to us. And people have tuned in because they heard Joe was going to be on, And now they're hearing a little bit about Jesus. So whatever way that works for you, take whatever time you need.
Okay, here's my thought. Jesus is strength for me. Jesus is strength for you. Jesus, as you know, because of his sacrifice, we're here. And he took us from all of our sins. And with that gratitude that he did for us, I think that each and every one daily, just like you eat, you work out to stay in shape in your soul, say thank you to Jesus. And by doing that, you'll see many blessings come your way for the fact that he loves you, and I feel it, I use it, and I want to preach to everybody in a great, soft, subtle way. Practice praying, keep your faith, and be good to those around you, family and friends.
Oh, nicely put, Joe. Before we wrap it all up, I'd love to impose upon you again, and sing us a song, whatever's on your heart, and then when you're done, we want to tell everybody how to get in touch with you, how they can buy your music, how they can come and see you, all of those business matters. But go ahead and entertain us in any fashion you want. There you go.
Little notation, Dale was a drummer. Nobody knows that, but now they do. And he knew what a capo was, which is why I'm using it. So,
Thanks the key.
Love, such a powerful entity. This is a song they wrote called Echo Sounds of Love. Of my love that's gone by. It seems our love died, I never realized. Now it calls me from the mountains and the sky. Echo sounds of love. I really do miss you. Echo sounds of love. Do miss you. Time for thinking, I've got more than I need. You're my lady, I need you close to me. Tell me. Sounds of love. I really do miss you. Echo sounds of love. I had an amazing time today.
Very nice, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thanks.
And thanks so much for coming on. How can people get in touch with you? How can they buy your music? How can they watch you on YouTube? Tell us everything.
Okay. I go to.
You got a website, right?
Yeah, website. I think it's on this little thing in front of us.
It certainly has been throughout the whole show.
Okay.
But we want to re-emphasize it.
Okay, if you go to Joe Chavira on YouTube and just put my name, you'll see tons of videos that I've written. My hit song is You Keep Me Breathing, the one that I sang on Dale's show today, Las Vegas Tonight. So that's Joe Chavira, You Keep Me Breathing. You can get my CD on my website, which is joechaviramusic.com. On Google search worldwide, you put my name and click images, and you'll see lots of promotional pictures that constitute how proud I am to be in Vegas and on Dale's show and meeting you people out there now.
That's really
so
nice.
Thank you.
And would you accept an email from anybody who would like to book you, hopefully, or just ask you questions or whatever?
Yeah, if you want to book me, joechaviramusic@gmail.com.
Okay.
And there it is.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Boy, you are a talented guy.
Thank you.
You know, and I'm so happy to have you on. You know, we only got a minute or so left, and I don't want to fill it with me yammering away. Why don't you play us out, Joe? We're really imposing on this guy today, aren't we? But he's such a talent that play us out as we
Let's do,
leave.
Anymore. My feelings will show. Oh, yeah, I can say 1 million more. Love you more than what I say. Oh, 1 million more. There you go. 1 million more reasons to watch Las Vegas Tonight. Dale Davidson.
Thank you, Joe Chavira. Isn't he a great guest? Thanks for coming on.
It's
once
a great
again.
pleasure.
We really appreciate it. And as I try to remember each and every episode of Las Vegas Tonight to say, when it comes to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, please walk with him. God bless you.
When you're down and you need someone, and the loneliness inside yourself begins, I will try to reach for you. I put my arms around you, hold you through the night, 'cause you're mine. 'Cause you're mine. 'Cause you're mine. Anytime, anyway, I will always try to bring the love your way. I will make you smile again. I will kiss away the tears right from your eyes, 'cause you're mine. 'Cause you're mine. You're mine. Couldn't wait forever, 'cause I needed you so badly in my life, to care together with a love that's made of honesty and trust. 'Cause you're mine. 'Cause you're mine. 'Cause you're mine.
You know, one of the worst feelings imaginable is the feeling of being alone. I mean, this is why solitary confinement is one of the cruelest punishments ever in human history.
Yeah, we were designed for relationships. The most meaningful thing in life is to be truly known by another person.
But this can actually be kind of scary, too. I mean, what if I let people down? Or what if when someone learns who I really am, they'll realize they can't really love me? I mean, how are we supposed to really find meaningful relationships?
And so the Bible speaks to all of this. It says that God created the world in order to share with us the beauty of existence.
God's desire for us is to have significant friendships, to be part of families, to create things, and to share our work with others.
And all the while depending on God as our source of love and life.
But here's the thing, there's so many barriers to that. There's loneliness, fear, hatred.
And the Bible claims that these are a result of our being disconnected from God. Without God, we don't actually know who we are anymore. But at the center of the Bible story is Jesus, who wants to bring us back into a relationship with God. Jesus claimed that God loves us for who we are, and that he calls us into a relationship with him despite our failures. And when you realize how loved you are by God, that he is not ashamed of you, it changes everything. It gives you a source of love that is not your own.
So the story of the Bible is calling us into the most important relationship.
Yeah, it's calling us to know and be known by the Creator God himself.
Morning shine, shine, shine. Las Vegas, shine your light on me.
You've been watching Las Vegas Tonight with your host, Dale Davidson. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of our show. We so appreciate your loyalty to our program. To keep Las Vegas Tonight on the air, please go to our website, vegassaints.org, and click the Donate button. To send a check or money order, please make it out to Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries and mail it to 9030 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 255, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117. To suggest a guest to appear on the show or any other suggestions or questions, write to Dale at dalewdavidson@yahoo.com or call him at 702-480-3989.